Tell me if you've been in a situation like this. You're going for a job interview. You're perfect for the role. You got all the qualifications, all the technical expertise required. You're made for it. You get there, big smile on your face, looking confident, and you start talking. Then the recruiter asks you a technical question. It's something complex, but you got it. You know all about it, and you're excited to show that. So you jump right in. You don't take a second to think. You start answering. And then you start second guessing yourself. Maybe my first sentence was not that clear. Maybe my thoughts are not connecting that well. Am I sure that I'm explaining this right? Am I making sense? Oh God, do I look confident? Am I still smiling? Is everything okay? You start rambling, you start losing it, the smile disappears, there's a storm in your head, and you feel completely lost. Ever been there? Welcome to From the King's Pen. I'm Arthur Diaz, and I'm here to share with you doses of learning, writing, speaking, and trying to live a little bit better day by day. If that's something that interests you, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell. Now, what went wrong in a scenario like that, where you start to go crazy and lose track of what you're saying? It's very simple. You got stuck in your own head trying to edit what you were saying. There's a big problem with that. Let me share something with you. Something I learned from great writers. The first rule of writing when you're doing your first draft is don't edit yourself. Don't go back. Just write. Don't stop to correct mistakes, typos, anything. Just write, then you stop and fix everything that went wrong later. What is the idea behind that? You don't want to stop the creative flow. You don't want to stop the process. You want to get your ideas out instead of second guessing yourself. You can always edit later. Now here's the catch. When you're speaking, you can't edit yourself. You're going to get stuck in your own head trying to think of what you're saying, what you already said, what you're going to say next, and you're going to just fry your brain trying to manage all of that, and you're going to get lost. But you also can't edit yourself afterwards like you do in writing. Well, except for when you're recording on camera, but that's a different scenario. So how do you deal with that? How do you get out of your head and stop trying to edit yourself, but also make sure that you're speaking clearly and in the best way possible? I have 4 tips to share with you that you can use to make sure your communications are clear and understandable. First one is preparation. I live by the 5 P's rule. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. But what do I mean by preparation? I mean preparing in a very specific way. If you're going for a job interview or on a podcast as an expert or anything like that, you already know your topic. You don't need to prepare in that sense. What do you need to prepare? You need to prepare yourself for the situation you're walking into. If you're going for a job interview, what aspects of your technical knowledge are required by the company? What the recruiter might ask? What are the technical questions they could ask of you? Or what are the soft skill questions that they usually ask? Are you ready to answer those questions? Have you thought them through before so you don't get stuck when you're asked that? Or if you're going on a podcast, have you listened to a few episodes? Do you know the pace of the host, how they work around the guest? What do they tend to ask? Are they more formal, more informal? Going on a sales call, do you know everything you need to know about the prospect? Do you know their name? And that's very important. Do you know how to pronounce their name correctly? Do you know why they need your services or your product? Do you know how you can help them? Have you memorized your pitch? Do you know it in and out? That's the type of preparation you need. You need to be prepared for the specific situation. Number 2, be in the moment. Here's the thing. Your mind can't be wandering. You can't be thinking of the sentence you just said. You can't be thinking about what you're going to say next. You need to be focused on what you are saying right now. You need to be focused on each part of your message. Build it block by block, idea by idea. don't get ahead of yourself and don't get stuck in what has already been said. Go one idea at a time. Feel that you need to explain a little more, clarify? No problem. Go for it. But finish the thought first. End your sentence, finish what you're saying, clarify, add on to it, then you move on. But don't try to do everything at the same time. You're going to either abandon your sentences or you're going to ramble on. And also, you really need to be focused on the moment. That means no thinking about your dinner, don't think about the date you have later on, or the cute girl you met at the receptionist's desk, or the cute guy that you met in the subway. No, focus on the task at hand. Being mindful is key here. Your mind needs to be in your words, in what you're speaking, and so does your body. Engage in the moment. Number 3, enjoy the silence. Let's say they ask you a question and you need a moment to think. Take the moment. Need a moment to figure out the next word. Same thing. Stop, pause, think about it. But learn to do that, to think with your mouth shut. You don't need to ramble, you don't need to say filler words, you don't need to repeat yourself. Just be quiet, think about it, and say what you need to say. I get it. It can feel awkward. You can feel like you're being silent for too long, but that's just because you're self-aware in that moment. You know someone's eyes are on you. Trust me, you're not staying silent for that long, and filler words or repetitions or rambling are a lot more awkward than just silence. They will make you seem a lot more anxious, a lot less confident than if you just take a moment to think. So pause, think, but do that in silence. And lastly, let it go. Don't get stuck on anything. Did you stumble on your words while you were speaking? Keep going. Did you forget a point? Needed a moment to get back to it? Keep going. Did you use a couple of filler words or mispronounce something? Read my lips here, this is important. Keep going. The fact is, just like you are stuck in your own head, the person you're talking to is also stuck in their own head. Yes, they're paying attention to you. Yes, they might be evaluating you for a job or for an offer, but they're not paying attention to every little detail of everything you do. So unless you call their attention to those minor mistakes, unless you make them notice that you stumbled or something, most likely that will go by. That will just fly by. So don't take everything so seriously. Even in a job interview, even in a sales call. Bring in your A game, bring in your energy, bring in the value, but relax and be yourself. Let it go. You're human and so are they. If you get stuck trying to be perfect, you're either going to sound robotic or you're going to sound inauthentic. Don't go for that. Simply deliver your best. So let's recap. Prepare accordingly to the situation. Be mindful of the moment. Be present. Engage with your body, mind, and soul to what you're saying. Learn to think in silence and enjoy the moments of silence. Let it go. Don't get stuck overthinking and overanalyzing. Let the moments go. I want you to try out these tips and see if they help you get out of your head when you're speaking to someone, whether it's in an interview, a podcast, or just a daily conversation. And then let me know, did it help you? Did you feel more relaxed, more at ease, like you could be yourself a little more? What are your main challenges when you're trying to do that? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you soon with more doses of insights on learning, speaking, writing, and trying to live a little bit better from the exam. See you soon.
Watching the pieces all fall down. I don't own a throne, no, I don't even own a crown. just sit and I watch it all fall down. Sitting here, it gives me the time to take the time and make the time to be